Hello students, I'm Dr. Anita Pandey from Sri Shankaracharya Mahavidyalaya Jinwani Bhilai, and today I'm going to tell you all about 5-year plans. So let's first understand what exactly are these 5-year plans and what roles they played in growth and development of Indian economy. So 5-year plans are centralized and integrated national economic programs. India announced its first 5-year plan in 1951 immediately after independence under the socialist influence of India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. The first 5-year plan was one of the most important because it had a great role in the launching of Indian development after independence. Thus, it strongly supported agricultural production and also launched the industrialization of the country. It built a particular system of mixed economy with a great role for public sector as well as growing private sector. Now, these 5-year plans are a roadmap of the future development of the country for a period of 5 years, and they set key goals and objective for every sector or industry of an economy. Now, India's first 5-year plan, since India is a predominantly agricultural nation, so naturally back then in 1951 when first 5-year plan was devised by the Planning Commission, which was the organization that was responsible for the formulation of these planning commission in India, these 5-year plans in India. So the first 5-year plan naturally focused more on the development and support to agricultural production and agricultural industry, and it also provided a base of sorts for industrialization of the country. So the first 5-year plan was more of a it more of a system it more of a established a system of mixed economy with a great role for public sector, because at that time public sector were promoted more, and the concept of privatization and liberalization came only after 1991. So the Planning Commission, and let's understand about Planning Commission of India, which was the organization which devised these 5-year plans. So the Planning Commission was an institution in the government of India which formulated India's 5-year plans among other functions. It was formed on 15th March 1950 and reported directly to the Prime Minister of India, who at that time was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. The 12th 5-year plan that stretched from 2012 to 2017 was the last one made by the Planning Commission. In his first Independence Day speech in 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced his intention to dissolve the Planning Commission. It has since been replaced by a new institution named NITI Aayog. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley made the following observation on the necessity of creating NITI Aayog. The 65-year-old Planning Commission had become a redundant organization. It was relevant in a command economy structure but not any longer. India is a diversified country and its states are in various phases of economic development along with their own strengths and weaknesses. In this context, a one-size-fits-all approach to economic planning is obsolete. It cannot make India competitive in today's global economy. It is a reformation scheme of the day-to-day lifestyle of people of India. So this Planning Commission as of now has been scrapped by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and the reason for that was, as the then Finance Minister Arun Jaitley very aptly described in his observation, that the Planning Commission in 2014 when it was replaced, it was already 65 years old, and when Planning Commission came into existence, the scenario in India was quite different. We were quite backward as far as technological advancements or prosperity of the country was concerned, or even development, lifestyle and the income of people was quite different back in 1950 when Planning Commission came into existence. So the as Mr. Arun Jaitley said, that 5-year plans were more of a fit for all kind of plans or roadmaps which totally generalize the economy, the various sectors or various industries of the economy. But that is not true. In today's scenario, if you observe or if you have been reading newspaper, you'll see that every industry has different, maybe they are interconnected, but they also have their own characteristics, their separate features and their own growth rate, their relevant factors, their key improvement areas or key measurements, right? So they have their own entity. They are an entity into themselves, and they are totally dynamic. It is not necessary that if one industry is going down, or the development of that industry is slumping, then the other industries also should go down. That is not necessary, even though they form a nexus to form this economy. So the 65-year-old planning commission had become a redundant organization. Redundant, by redundant he meant that it was no longer working that efficiently or that effectively, and it was not required. It was relevant in a command economy structure, but not any longer. India is a diversified country, and its states are in various phases of economic development. Like Maharashtra is a more developed, Maharashtra or Delhi or Kerala, they are considered as developed state. Whereas if you see Bihar and Jharkhand or West Bengal, they are considered kind of backward states as far as development is concerned. So we cannot go with a one size fits all kind of approach, because that will hamper economic development of those states who are going through a fast going or following a fast pace of economic development, right? And therefore they became obsolete. This one size fits all, these 5-year plans were gradually becoming obsolete. By obsolete it means that they were no longer required, they were no longer functioning, they were more or less redundant. So let's first have a glimpse of first 5-year plan that was devised, that was from 1951 to 1956. This is considered as one of the most important 5-year plans because it acted as a launch pad of the Indian economy, which had just then became independent of the shackles of slavery that the Britishers had us in. So the first Prime Minister, Mr. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, presented the first 5-year plan to the Parliament of India, and it needed urgent attention. It was launched in 1951, which mainly focused in development of primary sector, and by primary sector, the main focus was on agriculture. At the end of the plan period in 1956, 5 Indian institutes of technology were started as major technical institutions. Of course, just as I mentioned in the previous slide, that while the focus of first 5-year plan was on agriculture, predominantly on agriculture, it also led base or foundation of industrialization in India. And for industrialization, or for any kind of revolution in any country, the first prerequisite is education. So the first 5-year plan, by its end, established 5 Indian Institutes of Technology (IITs) as major technical institution for providing education. The University Grant Commission (UGC) was also set up to take care of funding and take necessary measures to strengthen the higher education in the country. Contracts were signed to start 5 steel plants, which came into existence in the middle of second 5-year plan. Now, this second 5-year plan was very important as far as industrialization was concerned, because many heavy duty industries were established then. In the duration of second 5-year plan, this first 5-year plan was quasi successful for the government, because at that time, by what I mean by quasi successful is that it was not a success in all areas, but yes, in important areas it was, this first 5-year plans was successful or efficient. Now let us look at the list of 5-year plans, because I have only provided the details of first 5-year plan. You can go and read these. So first 5-year plan stretched from 1951 to 56. Second was from 1956 to 61. Third was from 61 to 66. Fourth 5-year plan was from 1969 to 74. Fifth 5-year plan was from 1971 to 74 to 79. Sixth 5-year plan covered 1980 to 85. Seventh 5-year plan covered 85 to 90. Eighth 5-year plan covered 1992 to 1997. Ninth 5-year plan covered 1997 to 2002. 10th 5-year plan covered 2002 to 7. And 11th 5-year plan covered 2007 to 12. And the last was 12th 5-year plan, which covered 2012 to 2017. So now this was all about 5 year plans and the planning commission, the organization that formulated planning that formulated 5 year plans. Now let us understand about NITI Aayog, which has replaced planning commission. So the NITI Aayog, which is an abbreviation, NITI is an abbreviation for National Institution for Transforming India, is a policy think tank of the government of India established with the aim to achieve sustainable development goals with cooperative federalism for fostering the involvement of state government of India in the economic policy making process using a bottom up approach. Now this planning commission worked on top to bottom approach because the it reported directly to Prime Minister of India and worked entirely on the directives of those cabinet ministers who were or the bureaucrats that were sitting on the top, right? And they their approach was more of a, they formulated policy and they implemented it or gave guidelines to state governments. State government did not have any participation in the working or even in the process of recommendation or suggestion of the planning commission. But now this is the difference, that Niti Aayog is a think tank. It is a place where people can put forth their idea. It is a think tank of the government of India established with the aim to achieve sustainable development. Sustainable development is a new concept which is all uh, about maintaining or furthering development for a long period of time, at least maintaining that development even if you are not able to further it. So it is all about sustainable development growth goals with cooperative federalism by fostering means encouraging the involvement of state government. Now Niti Aayog encourages involvement of state government and works on more of a bottom up approach because obviously those states or the state government, since they are more closer to the reality of the people of their state, they are able to better understand what exactly is the requirement of the people of their state, or what will be required to encourage the development of industries in this state. Every state, for reaching a certain benchmark of development, every state requires different thing, right? A different kind of investment. Maybe some state require investment in agriculture, newer technologies of agriculture, like those in Punjab and Haryana, which are more predominantly agricultural, which are considered agricultural states, whereas Maharashtra is a hub for industrial various industries. So they require different kind of investments, they require different kind of approach for furthering development. More of industrial benefit approach is required in Maharashtra. So since state governments are more closer to the reality of the requirements of their state, the people of their state, Niti Aayog encourages their involvement in the policy making process. Its initiative includes a 15-year roadmap. Now, this Niti Aayog doesn't work on a 5 year plan, right? They have a 15-year roadmap and a 7 year vision, strategy, and action plan. So they have divided their plans in two parts: long term and short term. They also have launched various kind of initiatives such as Amrut, Digital India, Art and Innovation Mission, Medical Education Reform, Agricultural Reforms, etc. within the ages of this both these long-term and short-term plans. It was established in 2015 by the NDA government to replace the Planning Commission, which followed a top-down model. The Niti Aayog Council comprises of the state chief ministers along with the chief ministers of Delhi and Puducherry, the lieutenant governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and a vice chairman nominated by the prime minister. In addition, temporary members are selected from leading universities and research institutions. Since it is a policy think tank, obviously it is not limited to only politicians. There are various bureaucrats, various eminent members or elite members of the leading universities and research institutions, so that they can put forth their ideas, newer ideas, and promote the development of the country as a whole. And see here, the council member of Niti Aayog comprises the chief ministers of various states and lieutenant governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And only vice chairman is nominated by the prime minister of India. Whereas in planning commission, the planning commission reported directly to prime minister of India. So see the kind of differences in the management and the organizational structure of both the organizations. Now, let us understand a little bit about these various initiatives of NITI Aayog. So, NITI Aayog has taken an initiative on blockchain usage in e-governance and has conceptualized the tech stack as India Chain. Now, blockchain is a totally new concept which is nowadays it is being tried to incorporate this concept in e-governance process, and the name of this project has been given as India Chain. India Chain is the name given to Niti Aayog's ambitious project to develop a nationwide blockchain network, and then artificial intelligence, machine learning, internet of things, blockchain and big data hold potential to take India to new heights. So now this, as said by Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the 2016 World Economic Forum. So this Niti Aayog is focusing more on technological advancement, be it in the form of blockchain, be it in the form of development of artificial intelligence or machine learning. They are trying to further the development or the pace of development of India through technological advancements. The vision is to link India Chain with India Stack, the digital infrastructure that forms the backbone of Aadhaar project. Now, since digital India, more focus is on digital India, these two projects are being interlinked so as to get a proper digital infrastructure that will be a backbone of one of such projects as Aadhaar project. The Niti Aayog initiative on blockchain system will enforce contracts quicker, prevent fraudulent transactions, and help farmers through the efficient disbursement of subsidies. Now, this blockchain system is all concerned with financial system of a country, IT in the financial system of a country, and in the same manner it will be used for e-governance. So it will prevent it is some of the main objectives of it will be enforcement of contracts relatively quickly, preventing fraudulent transactions, and helping farmers through efficient disbursement of subsidies, because it is often seen, and it is a very harsh truth, that the money or the fund that the government sets aside for these needy people or these farmers rarely reaches them, or reaches only a fraction of them, because in between corruption or these fraudulent transaction, it results in lining the pockets of maybe many bureaucrats, politicians, etc. So this project is the first step to a larger system of record keeping and public good disbursement. So blockchain is concerned entirely with both financial system as well as the system of record keeping, and it naturally affects auditing also. Now, another initiative of planning of Niti Aayog is Student Entrepreneurship Program. The Student Entrepreneurship Program, which is short for SCP, 1 version 1 was launched in 2019, with SCP version 2 launched in 2020, aimed to convert the grassroots innovation of Atal Tinkering Lab students into end products. Now, Atal Tinkering Lab is a place where scientifically inclined students, are encouraged to innovate or to discover or to make new products, newer technologies. So it is a grassroots innovation of Atal Tinkering Lab students. The students who are the participants in Atal Tinkering Lab, this students entrepreneurship program helps these students to convert their ideas or innovations into end products or marketable products. The SCP version 2, which was launched in 2020, provided the opportunity to students of Atal Tinkering Lab to work with Dell volunteers. You must be knowing about Dell company, which is a very famous company for laptops. So this SCP-2 version 2 that was launched in this year has provided opportunity to the students of Atal Tinkering Lab to work with Dell volunteers and to get mentor support and user feedback, manufacturing support, and launch support of their products in the market. So this, through this student entrepreneurship program, the Niti Aayog encourages cooperation or understanding with such corporates who can provide mentor support and user feedback, manufacturing support, etc., and guide the students in converting their innovations or ideas, refining them, and launching them as a product in the market. The scheme would be launched and run by Atal Innovation Mission and NITI Aayog in association with Dell Technologies. So this is the association. Atal Innovation Mission, NITI Aayog and Dell Technology have collaborated or come together to provide this wonderful opportunity to students. So this will again encourage students entrepreneurship, and this in turn will encourage the development of startups in India. So this is the kind of work NITI Aayog is doing, and this has replaced the 5-year plan and planning commission. So that was all for today and on this topic. So thank you.